Hello everybody and welcome to my book review. I told you I have a lot to do, book reviews to do, because I've been kind of sitting in my to be reviewed pile for a while, and I think I'm up to the next couple of books to review are all period and menstrual cycle related, so that's pretty useful. This current one is on this. It's Bora Chung's Cursed Bunny, translated by Anton Her. So this is a collection of short stories, and they are. I've read a couple of other books by South Korean authors, and like The Vegetarian, and they're interesting in the way that they view horror aspects. And so there's 5, I think, or 6 stories in here. There we go. So The Head, Embodiment, Cursed Bunny, The Frozen Snare, Goodbye My Love, Scars, Home Sweet Home, Ruler of the Winds and Sands, and Reunion. So they're all probably very much based in body horror, in the way that body rebels, but not body horror in the way I suppose that Western body horror works. I find that Western body horror is very much based on probably what I think of Western body horror is probably the Hostel movies, very much kind of like that kind of torturous body horror that's outside of the person, that it's been something kind of done to them, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is probably another one that I can think of. It's been something done to the main character rather than something that is just of them. Cursed, several of the stories in here are about things that their body does to them, so it's very much an internalized kind of stylized on your body essentially rebelling against itself. So it's not about things that are done externally to them. It's about your body haunting itself, which is just an unusual, it's not unusual, that's the wrong thing to say. It is it's an interesting concept that's not that's actually quite fun to be in, and they're kind of nightmarish because of that. So they're kind of based in a reality that's supernatural. And I know that's probably a contrapoint, but the reality of your body turning against itself is probably far more realistic than the reality of something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre happening. Well, probably less so today, because let's face it. But like kind of like that Hills Have Eyes vibe is very much hillbillies live in the mountains. This isn't a hillbillies live in the mountains. These are the ghosts who are in the house and you created them. And that kind of can be quite funny in a lot of ways. And just hilarious in a lot of ways. I like Scars. That was really, really good. Home Sweet Home was again an interesting story. They adopt a ghost in that story. The Head is where a woman's bodily waste creates a human, a copy of her, and takes over her life. So this is the kind of weird things that happen here. None of them are really, really too long. A lot of the characters don't have names either. So a lot of the times they're just referred to by who they are. So a lot of the Head, she's referred to as the woman. And there's like a whole story where it's the wife, the husband, the child. And you just don't get names out of it. So I'm not sure why they're kind of these disembodied people, and they're only nomenclature is their relationship to each other, rather than just being or having a name. And so that's kind of I suppose, of the writer, I guess, that they haven't named the characters and just have them in there as relationships to themselves. It is kind of fairy tale-esque in a lot of ways, but because of that, it actually kind of comes across as like otherworldly, but it's very much like based inside reality. One of the stories, which one? She's told she's pregnant. She gets like self-impregnated, but then the doctor tells her your baby won't survive unless you actually have a father for it. And so she spends all of this time trying to get around the fact that her baby doesn't have a father, that when she fails in this, it just kind of comes out as nothing, which is just a very odd story that kind of, I think probably that one was probably my worst one, because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I guess that could be a cultural thing here, that like maybe it's just like a single parent with a baby isn't necessarily viewed upon as positive, but depending on where you live and where you are and who your social group is, isn't necessarily viewed as negative either. It's just sometimes a reality of what happens, and so you don't see that as a yay or a nay, you just see that as real life. So that one is just kind of a super odd one that may just have been a cultural thing outside of my norm. But that's also why it's really, really good to read books outside of just your main reading set. So yes, this is Bora Chung's Cursed Bunny. Very much in the odd, fantastical, fantasy, kind of urban fantasy book genre, that is definitely worth a read. And they're also short stories, so you get kind of through them and can put it down. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening, depending of course where you are in the day, and I'll catch up with you all next video. Bye everyone.